Hello, my name's Ken Tomaro. I'm a writer, specifically of poetry, living in Cleveland, Ohio. I have four full length collections available on Amazon, most recently, Potholes and Perogies, that was published by Alien Buddha Press. So thanks, Red, for that. Um, Most of my work centers around everyday life with depression. Um, a lot of it is kind of a stream of consciousness sort of reading. So I'm going to hit you with possibly 15 minutes of poetry. Um, Most of these do not have titles yet. I hate coming up with titles. I guess I'll come up with that later, but I'll just jump right into it. My desk is flooded in a sea of little yellow post it notes, a Christmas tree of blinking yellow lights, sunspots etched into my eyeballs from staring at the burning yellow sun. They're everywhere. They're on my keyboard, they're hanging lifelessly on the wall in front of me, crumpled up under piles of paper scattered all around me. Reminders of things to do, of things done, of things forgotten. And they are driving me not so slowly to a place of insanity. These little yellow spiders crawling around my brain. And I fear when I die, the color yellow will be forever embalmed into the internal darkness of my soul. Next one, same thing, no title. Uh, I'm driving down the road and find myself, once again, dead center in a never ending cycle of negative thoughts, replaying a scenario in my head over and over. A scenario that hasn't even happened yet, but finds great ease in taking up unnecessary space. Stop, rewind, replay, as if doing so will somehow put me at peace. I know no other way. There are places I'd rather be than in my own head. I just want to go home, to be in the comfort of my own four walls. But there are errands to run. I have to go to the store first. I have to stand in line full of unhappy, unapologetic people, all while nursing these unwarranted and unwanted thoughts. And just as these thoughts are spinning furiously like a record, I stop for a moment and look over to the side of the road. There are two chickens pecking away at a pile of leaves. This is not some farm in the country or fenced in yard deep in suburbia, but a highly traveled main road. And there are fucking chickens where chickens shouldn't be, playing like children in the tree lawn of a yard. I hover my foot over the brake, because who knows what a random chicken will do when they see a 2-ton piece of steel rolling down the road. I laugh for a moment at the absurdity of what I've seen. This is truly absurd. I cannot be the only one who thinks so. As I pull up to the store, I share this story with my sister-in-law, who seems unimpressed. I think because that's what we do as a society, ignore the absurd and claim it as normal. But really, because she lives in a house in the woods and owns chickens and goats and hens and cats, raccoons, foxes, Bigfoot, Bigfoots, big feet. What even is the plural of Bigfoot? Why is any of this happening? I just wanted some pie shells. Where are these fucking pie shells? There are worse things than waking up to a note outside your bedroom door that says, "Sorry, be careful of the toilet," and discovering a turd the size of a burrito waiting to be flushed. Like, say, being stuck in an email chain that has been circulating for months and has nothing to do with you. Or a raccoon in the dumpster in the early morning who is just as surprised by you as you are of it. And I asked Calgon to take me away, but it only takes me as far as another turd in a different toilet. But some people in Australia find snakes in theirs. There are worse things, I tell myself, as I stumble through the quiet darkness. Actually, the worst place to be is the kid after the kid bobbing for apples who has a runny nose as you sit staring at a bucket full of chewed up apples and grade school snot. I'm floating on an inner tube in the middle of Lake Erie, miles away from the shore, where no man should be floating on an inner tube. But it is calm enough, and blue enough, comfortable enough. The sun is, well, you know how when you walk out of a building in the summer with the air conditioning going full blast to the point where you get goosebumps and can't shake that chill, and as soon as you walk outside into the hot air, it feels like a warm blanket just from the dryer? That is how this sun feels. I can see the faint outline of a cargo ship in the distance, and I am sure they cannot see me. I have no food or water or protection from the sun, and I don't care. I don't care where the current takes me. In grade school, we used to do pencil rubbings of the old historical gravestones while out on a field trip. What we did with them when we got back to the classroom, I don't remember. Why we did it in the first place, I don't remember. Somewhere shortly after, we ran crazy around the playground, and after that, graduated high school and maybe college, and after that, got married, buried a few friends or relatives, started taking medications for high cholesterol and blood pressure, and just like that, the old historical dead were forgotten once again. I've spent the better part of an hour trying to suck little shreds of pork rib out of my teeth. Logic would have me look for a toothpick or a fork or a folded up piece of paper to fix the problem. But it's not so bad, really, sucking my life away. It's not so bad how the calendar hangs crooked on the wall next to my desk. It's not so bad when you pass a man on the street while driving, a man swaying and singing, who shoots you the middle finger because it struck him to do so in the moment, or the noise of the construction crew jackhammering progress into the streets. And the last shred of pork rib is finally unstuck from my teeth, so it was a productive day all around. There are people in this world who don't give a thought. Let me start over on that one. That there are people in this world who don't give a thought to every penny spent is completely foreign to me. It would have the same effect if I got on a plane to Paraguay after selling several organs for the ticket and trying to speak the native language. We would simply look at each other in confusion, trying to understand the sounds coming out of our mouths. That there are people in this world who don't give thought to every penny spent, how can you live like that, in such chaos and confusion? We're all different, I guess. Some of us roll out of bed, forever fighting with sheets and blankets, and some arise with a smile and gentle yawn. Maybe the next door neighbor has time to sit with a cup of coffee and the daily news, while you haphazardly grab for your car keys, wondering if you locked the front door as you ran out. Some of us have time to watch the shadow of the sun move slowly across the buildings. Some of us don't notice the stop sign. Some bodies creak. Some bodies spring like jackrabbits. Some this while others that. She has long hair and he has none. This one yells. That one smiles and taps her fingers to the tune of a song on the radio. We're all different, I guess, and it's perfectly balanced chaos. I recall one time as a child, after my mother had gone to work and left us to forage, I ate a bowl of vanilla ice cream with homemade blueberry preserves. It seemed like a sensible breakfast. And also the time I cut my finger while trying to split a popsicle stick with a butter knife. Or all those times I tried to sneak a peek of all those naked women in the magazines displayed for all eyes to see in the newsstand at the mall, while the other mothers were taking a quiet respite from their kids. The definition being a short period of rest or relief from something difficult or unpleasant. At times I imagine we were unpleasant, but as I sit eating a bowl of raspberry chocolate chip ice cream with toasted hazelnuts, nothing is unpleasant as far as my eyes can see. A couple more. I'm going to try to eat up the 15 minutes I got. I want to be a bench in the park with the worn out ass grooves of 1,000 people who have sat on me. I want to be that last pack of chewing gum in a box on the counter of a gas station, the pack that takes months to sell. I want to be a screw on the underside of an Adirondack chair, an onion in the bin, hiding under all the other loose onion skins. I want to be a smooth stone in a cool river that's never been touched, and the buzz you get from a good joint. Or perhaps the pebble wedged in your tire tread that makes a constant clacking noise every time you drive somewhere. I'm a dick sometimes, I admit it. When I'm smoking outside at the office, those are my 5 minutes of peace, my time. And a bum walks up, asks for a cigarette, and I wave him off because I'm in a mood. But he stands there waiting for me to toss my cigarette so he can pick it up, claim it as his own. And sometimes I step on it, grinding the ass end of the cigarette into the ground because it's mine and no one else can have it. I'd like to write a poem about the flowers on my balcony. I see so many poems referencing rose gardens, daisies, tulips, etc., but I don't know what any of these flowers are. I only know they aren't any of the flowers talked about in so many poems. I know they aren't living up to their potential for lack of sun, which is all on me. I don't pay attention to such things. I see the sun out and think to myself, the sun, and eventually the two will meet and things will happen. But apparently the sun has other ideas, as it completely skips past our balcony, and the flowers suffer from my mistakes. They do try, though, a bloom here or there, but nothing worth mentioning, nothing saying, "Hello, sun, we're ready to greet the day." I feel badly, but only a little. In truth, all three of us are to blame, as none of us are really trying very hard. And one last one. As the fireworks blew off all around my head, I thought of my youth once again, and the chaos from the summer of war we created with our own fireworks. It wasn't about freedom. Nothing is free. None of us are free. Someone is always sick and dying. There's always a home to clean, bills piling up. The government will tell us proudly, on this day of independence, our leaders have fought greatly, so each of us can do as we please, all while their thumb is held tightly on the jugular vein of this great country. Nothing is free. If you have the luxury of getting together with friends to knock back a few beers, sweating in a plastic chair in a dusty garage, by all means, do it. Enjoy your single day of freedom. And if you're not so lucky, don't sweat it. Pay the electric bill, vacuum the carpet, stare off into your neighbor's yard from the balcony of your overpriced apartment, because it's just another day in this fine country. Christmas is just another day. Thanksgiving, another. There is a price on our heads to be free, and most of us can't afford the payments. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, Red, thanks for publishing my book, and hopefully I'll see this on YouTube.